Now, moving on to guidelines and techniques relevant for this iteration. An important technique that is worth talking about in this iteration is capability-based planning. Think of a large and a complex enterprise, say a large airport with thousands of flights landing and departing through it each week, facilitating the transportation of tens of millions of passengers each month. Consider the level of alertness, scrutiny, attention to safety, security, convenience, cleanliness, and all other operational aspects that need to be taken care of to keep it running successfully on a continual basis day after day. If you happen to be at the helm of this operation and you want to lead this organization through a bunch of changes that realizes a set of strategic initiatives, where would you even begin? This is where capability-based planning shines a light. Capability-based planning had its origin in the defense industry, and it is a tool for top-down strategy planning used by enterprise strategists, which typically include enterprise architects. A business capability can be defined very simply as what an enterprise does. It is essentially a tool to manage complexity. It enables this by offering a way to logically decompose an enterprise from top-down perspective as well as aggregate it from a bottom-up perspective, just based on the nature of activities that occurs within the enterprise. Here are some examples for the purpose of illustration. As you can see from the examples, several levels of hierarchy of capabilities could be used in capability models. The examples shown here pertain to level 1, which is usually the highest level of abstraction. Typically, organizations use up to 6 levels of capabilities. Levels 1 to 3 are typically used for strategic planning purpose, and levels 4 to 6 are more granular and are therefore used for mapping strategy to implementation. So, using a capabilities model, also referred to as capability map, one can go from a high-level strategy and translate them into detailed implementation level changes. For this reason, capability models are referred to as the Rosetta Stone of business IT alignment. Enterprise architects typically use capability-based planning across phases A to D of ADM cycle for arriving at viable architectural solutions. Capability-based planning begins by articulating what the end-state capabilities of an enterprise should be in order for it to be able to accomplish a set of strategic business objectives given a set of business scenarios. Architects apply rigorous analysis to identify the capability gaps in each domain, considering various perspectives such as operational considerations, technology considerations, strategic, tactical, and operational concerns, uncertainties that exist both within and outside the enterprise's business environments, the overall forces operating on the enterprise, as well as its risk perceptions. This leads to the identification of various hypotheses and validated options available to fill in the capability gaps that were identified earlier. Each option is then evaluated typically based on how well they address the challenges posed by candidate scenarios that were used to begin with, and how well they address the stakeholder concerns, and how closely they are aligned to the strategic drivers and business objectives.